Hi, Christoph and the Shell team. In this session, we're going to look at how you can build out automated solutions in the Toluna Start platform. And by automated solutions, all I simply mean is where our research team has embedded a proven methodology for things like concept testing, pack testing, and comms testing. So when you log into Toluna Start on your homepage, you will see at the top all of your existing library of projects, so you can go straight into live projects that you're running. And as you scroll down the page, you'll see we've clustered automated solutions around areas like new product development, brand health, and ad and creative testing. So if you click on one of these icons, you'll see all of the solutions in each area. So let's take innovation testing to start with. So let's take pack testing as an example. We have embedded a methodology for pack testing that you can look at all the KPIs if you want to see the methodology. If you click on Explore, and if you click on Create, it will take you through a wizard that is designed to allow both insight professionals and non-insight professionals, so those maybe in marketing roles or innovation roles, to very quickly and simply build out a pack test. So we're going to use pack testing today. So if we open up the wizard, I'll walk you through how you would go about the setup. So the first stage of the setup is to give your survey a name, to select the market you want to launch your pack test into. Just pick the UK for ease of being an English-speaking market. You can pick any one you want. You also select a category and enter a subcategory. And we do this so that we can collect normative data at category and the country level. Finally, just start to define what kind of product you're testing. So is it a product or a range or service, to make sure the language in the survey script is reflective of the kind of product that you're testing. So we put those details in and we hit next. And the next stage is for us to define the list of brands that we want to include in our pack test. Things like, for example, when we're doing product recall on shelf. So I'm going to put 2 brands into this pack test. So I've got a Helix product, which is my brand, and I've uploaded the Castrol product as well. These images can be dropped straight from our website or dropped straight in from your desktop to make the setup really quick and easy. Once you've defined your brands, the next stage is to add all the information you want to upload on each individual pack. So the first question is, how many packs do you want to create? I'm just going to put 2 into this one for the interest of time, and then how you want the survey to be designed, so monadically or sequentially. So in this example, I've just put, I want each respondent to only see one of the 2 packs when they're doing the test. You've then got some extra analysis you can turn on and off, so you can include a shelf test as part of your pack test if you want to upload a shelf image, and you can include text highlighter, where you're going to upload pieces of written copy to test which bits stand out or are confusing for respondents. So once you've chosen to turn those things on or off, you're then asked to enter the pack details. So for pack 1 is going to be our Helix Ultra pack. So I've just dragged the pack image over from my desktop. I've added the product description I found online. You have an option to put the price in. You can't do this priced or unpriced. In this case, I wanted to include the price of $46.99. I would upload my shelf image if I wanted to include the shelf test, pick which of the brands this product is related to, and then I've added in the product description I found on the website, which you're going to use as the highlighter for people to tell you what they found useful and what they found confusing. Just copy that into that text box. So very straightforward to do for each pack. So that's pack 1 done. You then go through exactly the same process for the second pack, which would be the Castrol pack, uploading the stimulus, adding pack descriptions and product information, and you go through that, and you can do it for up to 12 packs per test. Once you've done the upload of the information, we're then asked to define the timed exposure of questions we want to have, which is going to help us understand how people recall key things about the pack. So by default, we recommend 4 timed exposure questions. We have a default of 2 seconds, but you can change the time you want it to be exposed for, either up or down. And then you can choose from the list of follow-up questions we ask respondents to think about how they can recall the brand on the pack details, the category that we're talking about, and any keywords and benefits you want associated with the pack. So we define our timed exposure questions, and the next stage is for us to select the KPIs we want to include in our test. So you're presented with a list of KPIs to choose from. Those with the red star next to them are the ones we recommend including in all pack tests, The other ones are optional. If you hover over each question, it will tell you how the question is structured for those KPIs, so you can see exactly how it is asked. And you will simply tick or untick the KPIs that you want to include in your test. You also have the option to allow respondents to view the stimulus again after each question if you want them to be able to see the pack more than once. When you've done it with selecting your KPIs, you're then taken to pick your audience, which works in exactly the same way as for the custom survey demo we did the other day. So on this page, you're pinpointing your audience. You're saying how many completes you want per stimulus. In this case, I'm choosing 150, which is the minimum we would suggest for a pack or a concept test. And then you're setting out your quotas. Here I've just used an automated sample framework we've already built out for Shell. So this comes with pre-built quotas around region, age, and gender, which are set to NAT rep quotas. And then we've also included a profiling point from our panel to only include people in the survey who have responsibility for making car maintenance decisions in their household. You can pick whichever quotas you want, but this is just an example of how we'd automate some sample frameworks for Shell. You then hit calculate feasibility, and that will give you live fieldwork timings. So in this case, it's going to take less than 1 day to complete, and a project cost. So in this case, it's going to cost 1,743 credits, and 1 credit is the credits of the currency we use to pay for sample on the platform. 1 credit is $1. So we've added all the information on our packs, we've picked our KPIs, we've chosen our audience, and now when we hit continue, we're taken to the survey script. There's no action required from you at this point in time, but this allows you to go through and check the survey script if you want to. So this is our survey builder tool. You'll recognize this from the previous demo. We've got all of your question types down the side of the page, and you'll see that in this example, you've already had the survey script built out. So on page 1, we include 2 red herring questions, one to check that respondents can see imagery correctly on the device they're completing the survey on, and 1 second red herring question to make sure they're paying attention. If they fairly did these 2 questions, they'll be screened out of the survey to make sure you only get good data back in your survey result. That's page 1. You'll then see on page 2, we've got blocks of questions, or KPI questions around each individual pack. So you've got the block of questions around the Helix product and a block of questions around the Castrol product. If you want to go and edit the questions, you can do. So if you expand the question types, you'll see how the questions are structured. And you'll be able to, if you wanted to edit the language, you can go in here and edit, and you can change the language in the questions if you want to alter it. Because this is a fully flexible tool, you're not just limited to the questions that we've built through the survey wizard. You can also add as many additional questions either before or after the main block of the pack test if you want to ask other category usage questions or any other kind of questions you might want to use to enhance your pack test. You can add as many as you need. When you finish building out the survey, you just press launch. It will clarify for you the amount it's going to cost and how long it's going to take. And you can also send a test link if you want to send a test link to anyone in your organization to check it works properly. So the page will look like this. So the launch page will show you, as I said, how long it will take. It has the project details. It will give you a test link either for yourself or share will want to go across your organization. And then you can press launch when you're ready. As soon as you press launch, your results will start coming through in real time. And you'll get a link to an analytics page. It looks like this. This is an example of a pack test in a different market. This is in the home care category. Here's where we've tested 5 different packs. And you can see you're immediately taken to a side-by-side comparison and analysis of the 5 packs. So you can see how each of the 5 packs scores around the KPIs that you've chosen for your pack test. This has SIG testing built into it, so where you have a star, you can see where any significant differences lie, and you can also turn norms on and off. In our norms database, you can turn norms on and off if you want to see them, and we'll update the data in real time for you. Okay. You can also change your significant testing if you want to change the threshold from, let's say, 95% to 90, and it will run the data for you live. So you get a side-by-side analysis so that you can see which pack performs best against its competitors and against the norms database. But you might also want to dig into some more detail, let's say a heat map where you want to look at how each individual pack has scored or been assessed by respondents. So here we've got the output of a heat map that shows you, this question was about what drive your immediate attention of the pack, and you can see where people have selected the most eye-catching part of the pack. So you can do both a side-by-side analysis and a much more in-depth detailed breakdown of each individual product for each individual KPI. When you finish with your analysis, you can then export this straight into either PowerPoint or Excel at the top, so you can work on it offline as well. So that completes the run through of the pack test. The setup is exactly the same for concept testing and for creative testing with the same wizard set up. If we want to go into any of those in more detail, let us know. We can do a demo for concept and creative testing as well. As always, if you've got any questions, come back to me, that's Simon, or go through to Lawrence, and we can tackle any questions for you then. Hope that was useful. Speak to you soon. Thanks.